A very common mistake I see 99% of coaches on Instagram doing wrong is how they optimize and structure their profile. And I've studied plenty of pages and most of them have no clear targeting, builds little to no trust and don't convert. And that's exactly why I'm creating this video, because today I'm going to break down exactly how you can structure and optimize your profile on Instagram so you can finally turn more views, page visitors into real paying customers. But why is even having an optimized Instagram profile important? Let me explain. So firstly, this is the first thing people are going to see when they get to your page. They're going to see your bio, your pinned post, your stories, and it is super important to actually make a strong first impression on them, so they actually want to click on that follow button on your page. Then secondly, you need an optimized profile to convert more leads, page visitors into real paying customers, because if your profile looks like shit, no one is ever going to buy from you. But if you have a super organized profile that actually builds trust and authority, as you can see on the third point here, more people are going to click on the link in your bio, more people are going to DM you, etc., because they trust you more. Then secondly, as I just said, it is also important to build more trust and authority, since people buy from people that they actually trust and are 100% sure that they can help them get to where they want to be. So that's exactly why having an optimized Instagram profile is important. And now I'm going to show you two different examples of profiles. One of them is super optimized and the other one needs some improvement. So let's start with the unoptimized one. So this is just some random profile that I found on Instagram. But the reason to why this profile isn't good is because it doesn't build any trust or authority. As you can see, when it comes to the bio here, it just says I help men build an aesthetic physique with LTP program. Like, there is no trust in there. What I always recommend my clients to do is adding proof at the top of their profile, so people actually have a reason to listen to you. Then as you can see, there is no like transformation proof in here. Like, he only have one story highlight called client wins, but that is simply not enough. You can't just post like before and after pictures and expect people to buy from you. You need to tell real stories in there, do client interviews, and of course have those before and afters, but they need more. Like, people don't just buy from a picture. Put as much proof in there as possible. The more proof that you have, the better. Then secondly, there is no clear target on this page. As you can see, he's only saying I help men build an aesthetic physique, but that doesn't really say much to me. It needs to be more specific, exactly who he helps. For example, I help 9-to-5er build a physique that they are actually proud of using the LTP method. That is much more specific, and there is a much clearer target with that. Because if you just say I help men build an aesthetic physique, like, it doesn't really say much. Then thirdly, it looks super or unorganized, as you can see. Like, the stories is here, the bio, it doesn't really say much. And like, what is even this? It is like active, an emoji here, some other thing here, and just 3 pin posts of yourself. Like, there is no clear structure behind this page. Now I'm going to show you the other page that is much more structured, and this is actually one of my clients here. So I helped him with all of this. So this Mac here, Aaron, Mac is his Instagram username. He's a super nice dude, and as you can see, this profile is looking super organized and professional. You can see that just by looking at it. And as you can see, firstly, it builds real trust and authority. What we did to do this was to add a bunch of proof to his profile. As you can see at the top of his bio, we have transformed 100 plus bodies, which instantly builds authority. In his story highlights here, we have success story says, client results, even more client results. In here on his pin post, more client success story says, client transformations. So it builds so much trust. When people get to this page, they will instantly understand that this is someone that actually knows what he's doing and teaching. And people are always going to choose this person over the other dude with no proof, because the trust is so low and people need to see proof, testimonials, reviews before they actually decide to go and buy from you. And then secondly, the target is super clear. As you can see here, it says, I help high performing professional build elite physiques with my proven progression method. It explains who he helps exactly, the outcome, what he actually helps people with, and what method he uses. Then a call to action to his DMs, which is super important. And thirdly, as I've already explained, it looks super organized, which is super important. So now what I'm going to do and show you is exactly how you can do this for yourself, so you can build an Instagram profile that is actually attracting your dream clients. So as you can see here, the first step is your profile picture. This is super important because I see so many coaches, business owners, creators, like they are just having some random Instagram profile picture that doesn't build any trust. And as you can see here, these are all my clients here. We have Jonathan, Adam, and Tim, super nice dudes. So as you can see here, first thing is the branding. All of these three profile pictures down here have that thing in common. They all have a clear branding. We have the red background with the white here, that is basically his logo. We have like the dark aesthetic background here, and the white, simple, clean background on this one. Then people can also instantly see what they are basically into. We firstly have Jonathan here, which is a physio therapist, and the reason to why people can see that is because he's having his like job uniform on himself on the profile picture, where it says like Proflex, which is his own physio therapist brand. Then we have Adam here, which is helping people when it comes to boxing, fitness, etc. So people instantly can see that. They can see that he is in shape. He has the boxing gloves on him. Then thirdly, we have Tim, who is a fitness coach. And people can instantly see that as well, with the muscles, etc. here, and that he's actually showing his audience what he do. And they are all building authority. They look super professional. There's no weird backgrounds on them. Everything is looking clear. People can see their face super good. And that's exactly what you need in place, because the profile picture is actually more important than you think. Then we have the actual bio here, which is also a huge part of this. So as you can see, the first step of the bio is to explain who you are, who you help, what outcome that they will get from working with you, and then by the end of it have a call to action to the link below to apply, or a call to action to your DMs. I am a big fan of having a call to action to the DMs because for most of my clients, they are getting most of their traffic through the DMs. So that is basically how we should organize them. Now I'm going to show you two different examples from two of my clients here. So the first one is Jonathan, the physio. He has like Manchester, helped 1,000 plus clients. That is insane, I'm not gonna lie. 1,000 clients is a lot, which builds so much authority directly. Then it is, I help performers recover from ACL and knee injuries using the evidence-based rehab. Like, it is super niche down, and it targets one person super clear. Then a call to action to his school community to begin your recovery. Because we have basically built out a school community for him that people can join. Then this Adam here transformed 500 plus bodies, which is also super insane. Then we help busy men and women get strong, confident in 90 days without burnout or extreme routines. The reason to why this works is because he's being super clear on who he actually helps, the outcome, and he's giving a time frame on it. And when people see 90 days, it's going to motivate them even more to actually reach out without burnout or extreme routines. Some pain points there, because as you know, people buy when they feel like they need a solution to the problem that you're actually solving. And then we have the pin post and the story highlights, which is also a super important role. And these are like the main thing that people will look at when they get to your profile, how the whole branding is around it. So here I've just put some examples of story highlights and pin posts that I've created for one of my clients, Chain. But firstly, let's just talk about what specific stories and pin posts that you need in place. So the first one that you need, no matter what niche you're in, is a story called Start Here. And in this one, like, this is the story meant to convert your viewers, page visitors, because in this one you should explain your story, your method, your mechanism, and show as much proof as possible, and then by the end of it have a call to action to your DMs to work with you, to a free resource, etc. I personally am a big fan of promoting free resources, because more people are then going to reach out to you. And when more people actually reach out to you, you will then be able to start more conversations with them. And when people get into your free resources, that is also going to build more trust as well. Then we have the one called Client Wins. Here is basically reviews, screenshots of different wins, interviews, testimonials. And if you are a coach who's not doing any client interviews, you are missing out. Doing client interviews and sharing that on your YouTube channel and your Instagram is the key, I'm telling you. Then the last story that I recommend is always the one called just personal, when you just show your life and who you are as a person, because you don't want people to think that you're just a robot, you're someone who doesn't have a life outside what you actually do. You want to show who you are as a person, what you do when you're with your family, working on your business, etc. And here I'm just going to show you quickly a few designs that I've created for them. In my offer, I'm doing all of this completely done for you, so you don't have to do that yourself. So as you can see, let's start with Shane here, or Shane is the only person that I took as an example here. But as you can see, the branding is on top, it builds trust, shows proof, it explains his story, positions him as the authority, explains his method, and ends with a clear call to action. Plus he shows bunch of testimonials, client success stories in here. And this is the story called Start Here. So as you can see, from the beginning, it starts with his story, then his method, he shows proof, and then a call to action. That is how the Start Here story highlight / pin post should be structured. Then he just had client success stories. Here he have before and after pictures, plus he explains a story behind each person. And that is what you also want to do, because people don't buy into different pictures or anything like that. They buy into the stories behind the transformations, for example, when it comes to fitness coaching. Then lastly, we have just one with before and after pictures. We also actually just a few days ago created a new one for client interviews only. So his profile is going to build a lot of trust as well. So that is basically it. That is the exact framework that myself use, plus that I implement into my clients' businesses to help them scale to that next level. So if you found this video valuable, just make sure to hit that subscribe button. Plus, if you are interested to learn more, you can also book a call with me below this video.